Oh, welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole. It is New Year's. Happy New Year's, y'all. Please be smart out there, y'all. If you're drinking, if please stay at home if you're drinking, or if you're going out, please don't. Please call an Uber. Please call a Lyft. Please have a DD. Please call somebody that can take care of you and make sure you get home safely. Now, as y'all all know, World War II is one of my favorite eras of history to talk about. I am a huge history nut, like I said, and part of the Down the Rabbit Hole is when we get to talk about like weird history and stuff in general. We don't just talk about paranormal activity and urban legends. So we do talk about many different topics, and we're on the history thing right now, and I'm loving that. But with that being said, um, I want to talk about a battle that gave gave rope that woke up a quote that came from the Battle of Midway, and it was the sleeping dragon has awoken, and everything. And I actually saw the movie, in theater. So I was in Rotaract at Wallace, and we took, these World War II veterans to go see, the movie. And they were so amazing. Like, there was one, Vietnam vet we took with us, and everything. And, like, it was our volunteer, and I love doing that kind of stuff. I love, like, volunteering and meeting different people, stuff like that. I am an introvert too, which is very odd, but like meeting these older men, like and hearing their stories is like amazing. I remember my teacher literally, the teacher who was with us, she literally made an announcement to the elevator that the actual two of the World War II veterans are in the room with us right now. And that was also amazing because there was this 90-year-old man who was still driving, y'all. 90. Keep that in mind. But with that being said, um, let's talk about the Battle of Midway. As you can tell, if you can't tell, they're doing fireworks outside, so it's cold outside. That's why I'm not out there. It's supposed to be like 24 degrees tomorrow. But let me jump into this before y'all click out. But if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. Help a girl out. I am still in my work clothes, as you can tell. But anyway, so here's the thing. One of Japan's main goals during World War II was to remove the U.S. as a Pacific power in order to gain territory in the east and the southwest Pacific Islands. Japan hoped to defeat the U.S. Pacific Fleet and Midway as the base of the attack of Pearl Harbor, securing dominance in the region and then forcing a negotiated peace. Now, the U.S. was aware of that the Japanese were planning an attack in the Pacific on the location of the Japanese named AF. Because the Navy cryptanalysis had begun breaking the Japanese communication codes in early 1942, the attack location was still confirmed with the American base in Midway, sent out false messages that in short of the fresh water. Now, Japan was sent a message that AF was short for fresh water, confirming that the location for the attack was the base of Midway, Station Hypo, in the order of the attack, in the order of the battle of the Imperial Japanese Navy. And if you don't call it like the U.S. like a lot of countries cut off Japan in World War II when they invaded China and everything. Um, but here's the battle. This happened early on the morning of June 4th, with aircraft from four Japanese with aircraft from four Japanese aircraft carriers attacked and severely damaged the U.S. base in Midway. Unbeknownst to the Japanese, the U.S. carrier forces were already in the east of the island and ready for battle. However, after their initial attack, the Japanese aircraft headed back to the carriers to the realm and refused. While the aircraft was returning, the Japanese Navy became aware of the presence of the U.S. naval forces in the area and everything. Now, what about the explosion? Well, the TBD devastated torpedo bombers and the SPD Dauntless dive bombers from the USS Enterprise, the USS Hornet, and the USS Yorktown attacked the Japanese fleet. And the Japanese carriers Akagi, Kaga, and Soryu were hit, and it set ablaze and was abandoned. Haryu was the only surviving Japanese carrier, and it responded to two waves of attack. both times bombing the USS Yorktown, leaving it severely damaged but still afloat. Which was a Japanese submarine later sank in Yorktown on June 7th. Now, on the afternoon of June 4th, a USS Yorkshire scout plane located at Hairu in the Enterprises was sent dive bombers to attack. And the attack left the Hairu burning and without the ability to launch the aircraft before it finally sank. Over the next 2 days, the U.S. troops at sea and on Midway continued their attacks, forcing the Japanese to abandon their battle and retreat. And the Japanese lost approximately 3,057 men and 4 carriers, 1 cruiser, and hundreds of aircraft, while the U.S. lost approximately 362 men, 1 carrier, 1 destroyer, and 144 aircraft. Now, this critical U.S. victory stopped the growth of Japan in the Pacific and put the U.S. in a position to begin shrinking the Japanese empire through a years-long series of island-hopping invasions and several even larger naval battles. Um, There's a movie I watched. I remember watching one time. I want to say it was Band of Brothers. I think. And like the title of it, where you could see them putting the flag and stuff, which I read at the time, like they had to replay that, like they had to get them to recapture that moment of them playing the flag for the U.S. dominance, which I thought was pretty cool. But that is it. Join me late next time, and y'all have a happy New Year.